Everyone's talking about one thing when it comes to the new Steam machine and the 2026 Steam hardware lineup. What are the specs going to be? What is Valve putting under the hood? How much power can they deliver? Will it beat the PS5 Pro? And will it be more powerful than the Xbox Series X2? But here's the thing nobody's talking about. The specs are not the most important part. The price is not the most important part. The whole strategy behind the machine is the real story, and it's exactly why Valve might price this thing in a way no one expects. This video isn't about guesswork, it's about strategy, economics, hardware history, Steam's business model, console psychology, and the bigger chessboard Valve is playing on. This might be the single most aggressive move Valve has ever made toward taking over the gaming industry, and I'm going to show you why. Let's start with the obvious question. Why would Valve price the Steam machine differently than the normal PC manufacturer? Well, it's simple. Valve is not in the hardware business. Valve is in the software business, the storefront business, and the ecosystem business. So, let's think about consoles. Sony sells the PS5 at cost. Microsoft sells the Series X at a loss. Nintendo sells Switch hardware at slim margins, but they make it back on software and subscriptions. They don't care about the box, they care about the lifetime spend of the user. And Valve's the same, but with one massive difference. Valve takes 30% of every Steam game sold forever across your entire gaming life. So if Valve wants to sell more Steam games, grow SteamOS adoption, weaken Windows Alliance, promote Proton, and build a living room gaming ecosystem, then pricing the Steam machine aggressively even below cost is not just possible, it's strategically smart. Look at the Steam Deck. Valve could have easily sold the device for $700 to $900. It's that good. Instead, they priced it at $399 for the base model, $529, and $649. People forget this, but the original $399 deck was being sold at almost zero profit after manufacturing, shipping, assembling, packaging, and AMD's APU cost. Valve wasn't trying to make a profit on the hardware. They were trying to get millions of people into SteamOS. They were trying to expand Steam input, test Proton performance at scale, unify controller profiles, build Big Picture Mode 2.0, normalize Linux gaming, and to get everyday gamers comfortable with a non-Windows gaming device. The deck wasn't a product, it was a Trojan horse. The Steam machine is the army inside. And this new 2026 lineup is the full invasion. Before we can speculate on price, we have to understand Valve's actual goals, because the goals determine the price, not the other way around. So, the Steam machine's pricing strategy depends on which of these goals matter most to Valve. Goal number 1, reduce dependence on Microsoft. For 20 years, Steam has lived on Windows. If Microsoft ever decided to push the Xbox Store harder, limit sideloading, enforce tighter DRM, charge storefront tax, or restrict installation of third-party stores, Valve would be in trouble. SteamOS is Valve's way of becoming independent. The Steam machine accelerates that process fast. Goal number 2, expand the Steam Deck ecosystem into every room. Right now, Steam Deck equals portable gaming. Steam machine equals living room desktop gaming. Steam Frame equals VR streaming device. And the Steam controller equals unified input. Also, SteamOS, that equals unified platform. Proton, it equals unified translation. And the Steam Cloud equals unified saves. This is their version of the Apple ecosystem. The more places Steam exists, the harder it is for you to leave. And goal number 3, undercut the PC building market. A lot of gamers are tired of expensive GPUs, insane RAM prices, because yes, they are crazy right now, motherboard compatibility traps, PSU upgrades, BIOS issues, driver nonsense, the Windows 11 circus, and the constant 2-year upgrade cycle. If Valve releases a compact console-style gaming PC at an affordable price, that's game-changing. Now, goal number 4, compete with the PS5 Pro and the next-gen Xbox without copying them. PlayStation will continue doing PlayStation, Xbox is pushing Game Pass plus cloud, Valve is doing something entirely different. They don't want exclusive games, they want your entire Steam library accessible everywhere. This is the different kind of competition based on ecosystem convenience. Goal number 5, push Linux gaming into the mainstream permanently. Valve wants to own the gaming OS of the future. Not Windows, not Mac OS, not Android. SteamOS. And the Steam Machine is their flagship desktop for that. Now let me drop a truth bomb. Nobody cares if the Steam Machine has 8 T-flops or 12 T-flops, a custom APU, DDR5 memory, a Zen 4 CPU, RDNA 3.5 graphics. None of that matters if it's priced wrong. If this thing costs $12.99, $14.99, or $17.99, it fails instantly. The Steam Machine needs to hit a psychological zone, and that brings us to the fun part. If Valve wants to dominate the conversation, break into the living room, and disrupt the PC market, they need to clear tiers, just like the deck. And here's the pricing strategy that makes the most sense logically, historically, and strategically. Tier 1, Steam Machine Lite, $399 to $499 USD. And again, these are just speculative prices. This is perfect for budget players, people upgrading from Xbox One, PS4, compact living room setups, 1080p, medium-high gaming, streaming, couch players, Stream Deck owners who want a desktop alternative, and the specs will likely be entry-level AMD APU, 16GB of RAM, 512GB NVMe, quiet cooling solution, HDMI 2.1 or DisplayPort, Wi-Fi 6E, and SteamOS optimized for living room. This tier is all about adoption, Valve's Trojan Horse version 2. Now we have tier 2, Steam Machine Performance. I would say $649 to $799. This is where performance-focused players live. The specs would likely be stronger APU, RDNA 3 Plus or RDNA 4 Lite, 16 to 32GB of RAM, 1TB NVMe, much stronger cooling solution, quiet fan profile, maybe optional dock or stand, enough performance to rival PS5 Pro or Series X2, ideal for 1440p gaming, and this is the sweet spot for adoption. Next we have Tier 3, Steam Machine Pro, $999 to $1199. This is the enthusiast tier. Specs would likely be a maximum APU configuration, maybe dedicated GPU, 32GB of RAM, 2TB of storage, advanced cooling, also possibly external GPU support, ideal for desktop setups, and near high-end gaming laptop performance. This tier is all about giving PC players confidence that SteamOS can replace Windows. Again, like I said, this is all speculation. Valve doesn't care about selling hardware, they care about keeping you in Steam, keeping your games in the Steam library, keeping your controller profiles in Steam, keeping your cloud saves in Steam, keeping your spending in Steam, keeping your habits on SteamOS, and keeping your eyes on their storefront. If they can sell Steam Machine at break even, and then you buy 5 games a year, DLC, skins, expansions, that's profit. Real profit. Long-term profit. Steam isn't just a store, it's a lifelong subscription where you never pay monthly. You pay through your purchases. This is a hidden factor nobody is discussing. Valve wants their own controller in your hands, not an Xbox controller, not a PS5 controller. Why? Because Steam input equals data. Steam input tells Valve what genres you play, how long you play, what layouts you prefer, how much gyro you use. Yeah, I know that's crazy, but yeah. What sensitivity you set, what games you play with controller versus mouse, how you navigate big picture mode, and what UI elements you click. Also, what features matter to you. This helps them improve SteamOS. So, the Steam controller will almost certainly exist in bundles, premium tiers, discounted packages, or it could be included with the mid-high model, and that affects the price. So, for example, if Valve wants the Steam Machine Performance model at $699 with a controller, they'll price the standalone controller lower or bundle it at cost. Now let's talk about the real BOM, the bill of materials. A device like this likely costs Valve $180 to $260 USD for an APU, $40 to $80 for RAM, $30 to $60 for storage, $20 to $40 for the board, $30 to $50 for the case, $15 to $30 for cooling parts, $10 to $25 for wireless module, $6 to $10 for connectors, $5 to $10 for packaging, $10 to $30 for assembly and shipping, and that total equals $350 to $600 depending on the tier. If Valve sells it for $399, $499, or even $649, or possibly $799, we have all these different tiers like I've said, they're making very little if anything. But remember, Valve prints money off Steam games. This hardware lineup isn't random. It's not just a Steam machine, it's not just a controller, it's not just a SteamOS update. Valve is building the next decade of PC gaming. Yeah, let's go, Valve. Their strategy is clear. Become independent from Windows. They want to become the console of the PC world. Standardize PC gaming for casuals. Replace living room consoles. Normalize SteamOS for desktops. Unify Proton compatibility. Become the default platform for PC gaming. Own the hardware plus the software loop. Expand Steam Deck's success in the home. Permanently embed Steam into the gamers' lives. And the price of the Steam machine is the key piece in that war. Okay, I'm good. If you want more deep dives into the Steam machine, the Steam controller, SteamOS, Proton performance, hardware breakdowns, and everything happening in the 2026 Valve ecosystem, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me, what price do you think Valve should set for the Steam machine? Because I'm making a full Steam machine series every single week. We're early, we're ahead of the curve, and I'm not just covering the news, I'm covering the strategy behind the future of PC gaming. And also, check out these playlists, you're gonna love them. See you in the next one, peace.